Hey, Neves, have you talked to Josh lately? He's not responding to any of my Transformers memes.
Oh, shit. Well, we did lock him for that bit in the closet.
You never let him out?
Nope. It was for the bit. That was like 7 months ago or something.
So is he okay?
Yeah, it should be good. Do you want me to check?
Yeah.
Okay, why are you fucking overreacting, man? Josh is fine. Like, what the fuck? Oh. He might have lost a bit of weight. But we'll get him running. Well, he'll be fine. He's on a creatine diet.
Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 161. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Neves, to my left.
Thank you.
And today, ladies and gents, we are going to do a movie catch-up, talk about what we've been watching lately. It's the spooky season. It's a good time to sit back and watch some movies. Mm-hmm. And it's been a while since we've done a catch-up. Probably going to be last one we do till the end of the year. So
yeah, I'm just taking that in because we're in episodes coming out in November, right?
That's right.
Shit. Yeah, we're almost there, guys. Don't worry.
We're almost there. Yeah. Next time we do a catch-up, it's probably going to be more of like a year wrap-up. So
probably.
Yeah.
Got some good top tens and good and bad. But yeah, let's get into it. I want to know what you've been up to, Nathan.
I have been watching some Halloween movies.
Ooh.
Getting into the spooky season. And, man, I want to talk about John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, his greatest film? The best? Iconic?
Personally, I like Halloween more.
Really?
Halloween's my favorite horror movie of all time.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, it's absolutely, like, to me, there's no better horror movie. But I love The Thing.
The Thing's great.
The Thing, it's one that I saw when I was younger, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it used to play on Teletoon. Like, no. Later. I'm
Teletoon at night, maybe.
Teletoon at night.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering.
No, not like during the day.
SpongeBob SquarePants. And
Yeah.
coming up next, The Thing. It's like, no fucking way.
No.
No, Teletoon, and I did not know that.
And if it wasn't Teletoon, it was one of the channels that I used to watch. I definitely remember only watching it on TV.
Yeah.
So I only remember parts, like, obviously I remember the flamethrower and... like,
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic scenes.
So finally, I go back, long overdue, and I watched it with my girlfriend. It was her first time watching it.
Hell yeah.
This movie is so good.
It's amazing. Every scene is just... I like how slow-paced it is at the beginning because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen.
I love how they don't explain shit.
Yeah.
You're like, there's this dog, and then there's these Russians, and then there's... And then, like, what are these guys even doing? Like, what's
Kurt Russell and
what's
the
Kurt
gang?
Russell guys even doing here? Like, they don't explain nothing.
And that's why it's great. It's the mystery. You know what would have been terrible is if they made a prequel trying to explain all this shit, and instead of using practical effects, they made a CGI thing. I'm so glad they didn't do that in 2011.
I didn't see that.
Good. Don't. It's one of the worst ways to connect this classic film I've ever seen. It's such a bastardization. And it's got a great cast too, but no, just stick with the original. This is so good.
It's better unexplained.
Yeah.
Is the beauty of these movies.
The ending too. Come on. The ending, man. Keith David and him.
That is such an iconic ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And the practical effects in this movie for the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are nuts.
I love it. I fucking love it, man. I mean, you know, a lot of people, I get the Halloween is your favorite. A lot of people would say when it comes to Carpenter's favorites, it's like Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York. But The Thing, man.
The Thing is special.
That one gets me. That's my personal favorite from Carpenter. But
yeah, watching it, I'm like, man, this must have been such a hard movie to shoot.
Oh, fuck yeah, it was.
Like, that's what I was thinking
it's in
about
the snow,
the
winter, practical effects on top of...
I'm like, what a fucking mountain John Carpenter had to climb to make this, to get this movie made. Like, and it's fucking amazing. Like, it's a miracle that it's even made. Never mind how good it is, how satisfying the ending is.
Yeah.
And what a fucking film. That's one I watched. And then complete 180 to some garbage Disney movies I used to watch as a kid that I came back to.
Yeah.
Halloweentown.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to say Halloweentown partially holds up.
Dude.
Do you remember what is your memory of Halloween? Like, did you watch that every year like I did?
I'm going to be honest. Like, the Halloweentown, Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
And Fuck, there was another one on Disney. They always played those Halloween ones. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a single fucking thing from them, man. You know what I do remember? I remember watching Coraline as a kid and being like, oh fuck yeah, but Halloweentown, that shit's like gone.
I don't know. Halloweentown, it's just permanently.
Didn't they make 5 of those?
I don't know about 5, but there's definitely.
They made a shit ton of sequels.
Definitely 3.
Okay, 3. It's a trilogy. My bad.
I think there's 3. I watched the first one, and for a kids movie, I gotta say it kind of holds up. Like,
Okay.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
Then I watched Twitches, the one with Tia and Tamara.
The fucking what? I don't know how to
This
spell
one, this one also used to play loop on Family Channel back in the day, and I
Oh my
remember thinking this was
God.
good. It's with Tia and Tamara, and they're twin witches,
Yeah, yeah.
hence the title.
Jesus, fuck, you watch this?
It also has Howard Hamlin from
Oh
Better
my
Call
God,
Saul in
it does. What the fuck? What is he doing here?
He gives the best performance of the film easily.
Oh, that's good.
And man, this movie absolutely stinks. I know a lot of you guys are remembering this movie if you guys watched like Family Channel or whatever back in the day. This movie absolutely stinks. I cannot believe it's a film. Nothing fucking happens.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. Like the ones I remember from Disney Channel are like Wizards of Waverly Place movie,
Yeah.
Hannah Montana movie,
Certified classic.
Well, I think a couple of them.
Wizards of Waverly Place movie was a classic.
That was
like
good.
I remember that ending, like who's gonna lose their
Yeah.
fucking powers. It was like
That was good.
It was epic.
Yeah. I think the last Disney film that I loved and I still do that I just after that I gave up was Phineas and Ferb one.
Yeah, great.
Then I was like, all right, how old am I? All right, I'm clocking out, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Descendants.
Yeah.
I'm not watching those guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little old for them. But I'm glad you were able to revisit one good one and one
good
bad one.
Yeah, Halloweentown, I can recommend. Twitches, if you remember that movie, if you remember liking that, you definitely don't remember it right.
No.
Now, what have you been watching lately,
What
man?
have I been watching? Well, I'll give you 3 movies that all start with B.
Wow.
I'll go right into it. Beverly Hills Cop 4. Not shit.
What?
It's not shit.
What?
I swear to God, it's not shit. It actually has pretty decent writing. Eddie Murphy's great in it. I would say it's on par with Beverly Hills Cop 2. Yeah,
Wow.
in terms of the writing.
I'm very surprised to hear this from you.
The reason why I'm saying that is because it competently wrote a great relationship between Axel Foley and his daughter. His daughter is a lawyer that tries to protect one of the prison inmates that's involved in a case that Alex Foley is working on. Hence why he goes back to Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills, sorry. And that's where his daughter is, teaching law or is a lawyer. And they have this great relationship because you kind of see their dynamic. On top of that, one of the no-nonsense cops played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt is like, oh, Axel, you think you could do everything and all that shit? And he's just like, yeah, because I'm Axel fucking Foley, My buddy is the chief now, the captain or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the chief now. He's like, I got everything. And then you find out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in a relationship with his daughter. So you have that great triangle dynamic. This is the one that didn't super rely on callbacks. I was so waiting for them to bring up like his old crew. It's like,
I'm so
Axel,
surprised.
welcome back. And
Yeah.
they're not really in it. They're in it like for the second half because they're trying to. I think one of the guys is in like gets taken by the bad guys, so he's like a prisoner.
So the
whatever.
trailer actually did it a disservice by
Yeah.
making it look like it's a bunch of callbacks and
Yeah,
bullshit.
exactly. And I mean, Kevin Bacon's in it too. He's okay. He's just playing like the typical villain or whatever. He does an okay job. But yeah, many of the crew members, like even Sergey, is just in it for like one scene. It's not heavily callbacks or anything like that. It's a fun movie.
I can't believe this.
I know. I would say
I'm gonna see it now. Now
it's
that you recommended
it's a
it, I'm
perfect. No, Nathan. It's a perfect like 6 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10.
Sure, yeah. Which is much more than I expect.
I would say forget the third one existed. Make this the third one, and you have a perfect trilogy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'll say.
And Eddie's good in it because I mean
Yeah.
he's been in some tough stuff.
I know. He's good at it. It's not Dolomite good, that movie.
Yeah.
But it's way fucking better than the Christmas one he did and Coming to America. This is a better sequel to Beverly Hills than Coming to America was for that one.
Wow.
Yep. I know. I was surprised too. It's no Bad Boys 4, but it's pretty fun.
Cool. Okay, that's not, I was not expecting that take from you.
One I saw recently with my dad because I was like, you know what, Josh Brolin, Peter Dinklage, these guys are good actors. They got to be in some good shit, right? They're in this comedy called Brothers. Have you heard of this?
Nah, brothers.
Oh my fucking god. Okay,
Oh yeah.
how do I
I've seen
explain this
seen
premise? These two brothers, played by Brolin and Peter Dinklage, they're robbers. Peter Dinklage goes to jail for the crimes that he committed, and then he gets out early because Brendan Fraser's a corrupt cop.
Of course, Brendan.
Fucking get me. And he's like beating the shit out of Peter Dinklage and being like, "If you don't give me my fucking diamonds, I'm gonna take you back in prison."
Wow.
And it's it's not good.
Right.
It's bad. But something about this film has this great energy where if you have a couple drinks in you, you'll have a good time. It's 80 minutes.
Right.
Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage, they're just having the time of their life. They're having fun with this. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. It's like one of the worst scripts I've ever written.
So it's one that you laugh at. You laugh like at it and not with it.
Exactly.
But it's still fun.
And
Like, there's
Brendan-
lots of movies that are like that.
Brendan Fraser's in it, man. He plays a corrupt cop. Holy fuck, he's hamming it, man. It reminds me of like the early 2000s when he was like doing George of the Jungle. I'm like, this man still got it, man. He's got like a shotgun. He's like just firing it everywhere. And then like one of the cops is like, "Oh, there's someone firing." He's like, "Don't worry, I'm a peace officer." And he keeps shooting his shotgun. I'm
That's
like,
great.
he's having fun. Am I gonna remember a lot of this? No, because I was a little tipsy when I saw it, but that's okay.
That's how you have to see it, I guess.
I think I gave it like a 2 out of 5. It does not deserve that. This
Right.
is a bad film. But yeah, that's what I saw. And then another thing I saw with my mom was Bratz, the documentary. Have you heard of the Brat Pack?
No, I'm not familiar.
So a little history of that. So movies like Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, Pretty in Pink, they all had similar cast members like Rob
Yeah.
Lowe, Molly Ringwald, and
For
stuff.
sure. Yeah. Okay.
So this trailer I found was about that, the Brat Pack. So you get to see like what is it? Fucking Charlie Sheen's brother. What's his name? Holy fuck, how do I not know his
Martin
name?
Sheen?
No. Martin Sheen's the dad.
Oh, sorry.
Emilio Estevez. Holy fuck. Sorry, Emilio Estevez, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy. All these people are back.
Yeah.
And they're just reflecting their life and stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's a great documentary idea. So I saw it with my mom. And it's literally just Andrew McCarthy, one of the actors from the Brat Pack, complaining the entire time of being like, I didn't want to be part of the Brat Pack. I wanted to be a serious actor. And then he goes to all of these other actors to say, wasn't that lame? And all the actors respond, no, it was fun. That was the 90-minute doc. It was a waste of fucking time.
That's terrible.
I was like, you have Demi Moore here. Talk about the great times you had working on these fucking films. And he doesn't. He just complains. And like Demi Moore's like, why? You were in some pretty fun movies like Mannequin, Weekend at Bernie's. Like, these are fun movies. You got to work with John Hughes.
Right.
Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, what the fuck?
Certified classics. Like,
Classics. And they try to add some meat into this documentary by being like, you know, John Hughes was really great at writing these characters, understanding them and stuff. And like the more I thought about it, it's like, why didn't they just make that? Like just acknowledge how amazing these films were at the time and how a newer generations still love them and why they love them.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be that, but no, it's literally just Andrew McCarthy because he directs this too. And it's just like, man, nobody understood me, man. I didn't have a career and stuff because of the Brat Pack. It's like, what the fuck?
what a weird documentary. Like, why make that?
I
Why did
would
they-
not have expected that to be the direction
Right.
until like 30 minutes in. I'm like, oh, he's literally just complaining. Like he goes to Emilio Estevez, and Estevez is fine. He's like, yeah, you know, it happened, but we're fine. We're rich.
Yeah.
We live in New York and LA, Beverly Hills. Like,
And we were in some classics,
we're
right?
in some classics. We can talk about it. You know, we're in our 60s now. We have grandkids. Like, why are you bringing up shit that happened 35 years ago?
Right.
So out of those three, that was my least favorite. I actually hated that.
What service is that documentary on?
Hulu, which is on Disney
Oh, okay.
Plus. Yeah, so if you ever want to hate watch something, which I don't think you should, but yeah, that's definitely gonna be on one of my worst lists. Dude.
Yeah, that sounds like a skip, bro. The state of these, man, streaming services have really brought so many shit documentaries to the surface, like,
You have no idea.
because they're all trying to get their own, like, I don't know, their own original documentaries, like Netflix does theirs.
Yeah.
And the mini series has become such a thing, and they stretch all like what could have been one good hour and a half documentary is now this 4-parter that's stretched.
Yeah. Do you ever see that common thing now in modern documentaries? Even Netflix and Hulu do it too, where it's just like before the interview, the person like walks into the frame and sits down. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
what camera are we supposed to look at? And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, right here. And then he claps, and it's like, I don't want to see that shit. You have
Every
this thing
time.
called an editor.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out.
Yeah. Or they're just like interviewing a guy who's just a guy.
Yeah.
And is just,
What's the profession? I'm Guy.
yeah. And he's just giving his take on it. Like, this guy is just as qualified as me, the audience member.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck am I listening to this guy talk about this event or history? Like, it makes no sense.
I'm trying to think of a recent documentary, like the Vince McMahon one. Like I saw the trailer and
I
like,
watched every episode.
Was that good? Or was that just the same shit?
It's, you know what, it's good to like like I know about WWE, like I grew up with it.
Yeah.
And I kind of knew everything that they were already gonna say.
Oh, nothing new.
I thought they were gonna go into like the sick fuck that Vince McMahon
Yeah.
is and has been revealed to be.
The recent allegation, yeah.
But the truth is that this, most the documentary was filmed before that, and they shoehorn in these what I don't love is like they just, because that stuff happened, they like put the text on screen like, oh, in 2024 he was accused of this shit, and then they'll like play this clip that like out of context that he said in in the interview for the doc, sounds terrible, but it's like, they
kind of fucked up.
They force it. They're like,
They
oh
forced
shit, we interviewed him too early. We can't ask him. We can't ask him about this fuckery. So how can we find like a little soundbite that makes him look like
Wow.
this guy?
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, that's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Do they do a good job of like recapping the eras of the WWE? If you don't know about that, it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
His business, like Vince McMahon, the businessman, was like this ruthless guy who.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Wrestling was very much like territorial back in the
He
day.
like murdered WWF type shit. Yeah.
And like he took over the states and then had this war with WWF, and they cover all the eras really well.
Right.
To like a casual person who doesn't know that much about WWE, but to me it was like, I've seen all this. It's pretty well done, but nothing too special.
Yeah. Most documentaries I'm pretty numb to, but like out of all of them, like the Bratz one made me mad.
Yeah, that
because I
made
was
me
like,
mad.
dude, I wasted 90 fucking minutes on this shit. Wow. They didn't even interview Molly Ringwald.
Really?
Or Judd Nelson. And I'm just thinking in my head, they probably got that phone call from Andrew and they're like, he's complaining again.
Right. They probably already know how he is, and they're like, I don't want to fucking be a part of this shit. Like,
Fucking do one of these?
Yeah.
Like, nope. Andrew, dude, you're in your 60s just like us.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking move on.
yeah.
I am curious. I want to know your thoughts because you have it on the document. Al Pacino's memoir.
Al Pacino's memoir,
go
Sonny
into
Boy,
that.
just came out. I read it, or I listened. I did the audiobook, so it's kind of cheating, but don't roast me.
Still counts. Fuck it.
I watch movies. I don't read. Sorry. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all good.
Yeah, I did the audiobook. He reads it himself, which is
Yes.
excellent.
Fuck it.
Al Pacino, always been a kind of mysterious guy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do too much press.
No.
Historically in his career, didn't do too much press. You always knew he was kind of fighting demons, but you didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
And he does open up about it in the book, man. Really interesting to hear about these crazy milestones in his life, like making Godfather, making Scarface, making, the biggest films that he's ever done. And like him not appreciating those times at all.
Yeah.
Talking about how unbearable it was to be at the Oscars and how he had to be on this cocktail of drugs just to sit there.
Yeah.
And he just had a really tough time socially, and I feel like he felt like he never fit into this Hollywood shit. He said no. He could have even been in more classic roles. He said no to a lot of films just because he didn't want to leave New York.
Yeah.
He was like, the Hollywood shit's weird to me, and I want to stay in the East Village and live my little apartment life in New York.
Wow.
He's such an interesting guy, man, and it's cool that through the book, you realize he's worked through that, and now he has this perspective of he can look back at the past and appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you're happy for him that he can, because first of all, what a fucking career!
Absolutely.
You deserve your flowers, and you should
Yeah.
accept them. This is my favorite actor of all time. I absolutely love Al Pacino. I love everything about it. Even in the book, he's quirky and weird. The writing of the
Yes.
book is quirky and weird.
I
It
love
doesn't
that.
feel like somebody else wrote this book for him.
Yeah.
His personality very much comes across.
I'm so glad. I mean, I love memoirs. You know me.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
When I saw him interview on Conan, it's a
Yeah.
great interview. But it's just like, oh, he has a memoir. Fuck, I gotta get this shit now. I gotta pre-order it. I gotta buy it. So
One of the most interesting parts was like how he talks about Scarface. Like after Scarface's career was actually cooked, like it hurt
Yeah,
his
it was a
career in a
bad-
big way.
yeah,
And now you almost forget that it was poorly received and all that, and people thought his performance was really over the top
Right.
because obviously it's like an absolute classic now and it's loved.
yeah.
I don't know how people didn't see that when it came out,
Critics got weird, man. I don't know.
but it's a weird time, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah, like how he talks, it's interesting when he talks about the low points of his career and when
Yeah.
he needed money and when he took a break from acting and then tried to come back and the
Mm-hmm.
roles weren't there for him anymore.
Yeah,
It's just really interesting to hear about, man.
man, I love that.
Yeah, really interesting. I highly recommend it. It's one of the best memoirs I've ever read.
I'm definitely gonna check it out. I gotta finish my Orson Welles one. I've been slow reading that for a bit, but after I'm done that, I'm going right into Pacino's memoir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's do a few news things going on right now.
Go for it.
I put a few down here. A little bit of a continuation of our stop motion episode.
Oh fuck yeah!
Armin is developing a Pingu series.
You know what? Yeah, I love that.
I love it
that.
too.
I love
I
that.
love it too. We talked about Armin and we talked about how a lot of the recent stop motion quality stuff comes from Armin.
Yeah, they're
So
still going.
Why not revive Pingu?
I love Pingu. A lot of people, I don't know who still. I hope more people know about Pingu. You know, it is an older series, but it's one that's like Wallace and Gromit type of age where,
Yeah.
it's old, but people still know Pingu.
For sure.
So that's good to know. Hell yeah.
Tom Holland confirms that he's been cast in Christopher Nolan's next film.
Oh my God. Could this be Tom Holland's first good movie?
Yeah. or could it be Nolan's first bad one?
Don't say that. No, Nolan can't.
No, Nolan can't. I actually have. I'm pretty optimistic that I think we could see Tom Holland actually do something.
Oh,
with
finally.
this.
Fucking finally, his agent got him a good thing, man. Like, his
Yeah.
track record, we've talked about it, man. It's not good.
It's not good at all. This is a great move. I think. I'm hearing a lot of whispers about Nolan's next movie. They're talking about vampires. They're talking about a
Vampires.
lot.
You know Ryan Coogler's doing a vampire film, right?
Really?
Yeah, with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, sick.
It's like set during the Prohibition era. He's got like a Tommy gun and shit. And he's killing
Oh,
vampires.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. I was like, oh, I think it's called Sin or Sinful or Sinners.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm fucking down for that.
I'm with that.
But,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited about that. Whatever that turns out to be.
Mm-hmm.
2024 comic book movie Rotten Tomato scores.
Get the fuck out.
Madam
of here.
Web 11%.
Yeah, okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine 78%.
That is way too high, but okay.
The Crow 23%.
Mm-hmm.
The new Hellboy 41%. Joker 2 32%.
What the fuck?
And Venom: The Last Dance 37%.
See, like with Venom, you kind of get it.
But what does this say about the state of comic book movies in 2024?
They're still dying.
They're
Because
dying.
remember last year with the Flash, like they've been dying. So
Yeah.
like I'm curious. It is weird though because I feel like DC's getting more of the hits in terms of backlash than Marvel is, even though quality wise it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I
in
kind
my
of agree.
opinion, it's the same. There's no difference between Deadpool and Wolverine and fucking mid shit nowadays. You know, like Venom: The Last Dance. I would see myself rating it the same as Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
From the trailer. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, we're gonna be moving on from this shit. Maybe James Gunn's Superman film will be watchable. I hope it is.
Do you have anything to say about that photo that I've seen everywhere of him and the dog?
Yeah, it's fine. Like,
Just looks, I don't know what to say about
look, it's Superman. Okay, just if you want to be goofy, be goofy. I'm not one of those Snyder bros that's like, no, it's gotta be super dark and
No.
like I'm not that. Like, here's what I want: different.
Yeah, me
different
too.
and good.
Me too. I don't want you to do one of the another like dark Snyder
No,
style. Like, why
no.
copy that shit? Like, it didn't work. The
Yeah.
whole thing was a reset from that shit.
Very much so.
so you better do something different.
Yeah, and I trust me, James Gunn will do something different
For sure.
Will it be something that I like? We'll wait until it comes out.
We'll see, man. I love the Guardians trilogy.
Guardians
so.
3 was great. Like we could, but yeah, that's some great news. It just makes me so excited for what's to come.
The most exciting news might be Pingu.
Oh, absolutely,
Might be
dude.
Pingu.
Pingu is more interesting than any comic book film right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's great news.
One question here to kind of wrap up is,
Yeah.
what films are you most looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Oh shit. I heard Sean Baker's film Honora is good.
Okay.
I fucking love that. I loved his last film, Red Rocket. So I'm just like, I'm down for it. Nosferatu, Robert Eggers, like, dude, that's gonna be on our top 3
For sure.
If it's not, then I will be shocked.
Yeah, me too.
And
Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2. Gladiator 2 is gonna be great as well. I think those are the only ones I can think of on the top of my head. I just heard great things about Honora because it won like the Palme d'Or, and it's been winning every fucking award. And they're saying like the main star Mikey Madison's gonna get like an Oscar nom and stuff.
When's that coming out?
I think November.
Okay, cool.
It is. I think it's Neon or A24. They better fucking release this worldwide. All right. I don't want to go to like.
Oh, if it's when
I don't want to go to like fucking Scotiabank or Tiff Bell Lightbox.
Hopefully we could see that.
Give me a theater with parking. All right. But yeah, that's
The Brutalist too is coming out this year,
Fuck
right?
yeah. When I have 6 hours of spare time, I'll definitely watch it.
I know. Talking about 3.5 hours.
God damn. I mean, good for them, but like, god damn.
Goddamn.
That's a long one. We'll have some time to watch that though.
Yeah,
for sure.
there is some movies to still be excited about at the end of the year though.
Yeah, I mean, depending on our schedule, we'll definitely cover a lot of these.
I want to do most of those that we just talked about.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let us know what movies you're most excited about for the rest of the year in the comments below. Do not forget to leave a like, subscribe to your boys. It means the world to us. And most importantly, do not forget to take care, brush your hair.
Peace.